Sometimes relationships just have to come to an end. Today I'm talking about the Louis Vuitton items that are out of here. Hello and welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. I am Jill Maurer, and today I'm talking about Louis Vuitton items that I have parted ways with. Louis Vuitton is one of the brands that I do enjoy, and I have several pieces, but not everything always works out. So I was not doing YouTube when I owned these items, so I don't have photos of them or video. I will insert pictures for you to see. And remember, this is why they didn't work for me. These items might work very well for you, and I would love to hear in the comments below if they did work for you. But these are the items I sold. And I'm going to start with the smaller items and work back, work up to the bigger items. The first items I sold, and this is a category because I sold quite a few of them, probably 8 or 9 of them, and they were charms. I do continue to have some charms, but I had quite a lot, and I realized that with the bags I was selling and the types of things that I was selling, I had purchased those charms to go with these bags, and they were mostly gold tone. They would start out gold tone and then have different colors in them. And a lot of the bags that I sold had more of the gold tone and went with that. The ones that I kept I have epi leather bags mostly that have silver tone hardware. So I just sold the ones that were gold tone. The next item I sold was a coin purse, and I was excited about this. It's not the round one that you normally see. This one, when I look at it on the secondhand market, they call it the men's coin purse. It's not on Louis Vuitton anymore. It was until recently. I am somebody who, I look at the men's and the women's, I just don't even understand. I've done videos on this, like, I don't understand how you tell for the boys from the girls and accessories and bags. So I look at everything and suggest that you do too. And this was sold as a men's coin purse. And it was interesting because it flipped down and you'd open it and tilt it and the coins would slide out. And I love the design. I thought the design was really kind of cool. The reality was that I don't really carry coins that much. I don't use coins that much. So if there's a place for coins in the wallet, I'll put it in there. But it didn't make sense for me to keep carrying around this extra item when I don't really use coins very often. And I just couldn't think of another use for that little piece. And that is why I sold it. The next item I sold was the Josephine Wallet in the monogram print, and mine had the blue, the cobalt blue. I think they came in blue, red, and green. I remember those. They might have come in a yellow, I'm not sure. I had the blue, and it had a beautiful blue interior, and it had a little zippered coin purse that went with it. I loved the layout of it. I loved a lot about it. Here's the problem. The button on the front was covered in that cobalt blue leather, and it wore off, and it happened pretty quickly. And the first time Louis Vuitton replaced it, but then it just happened pretty quickly right again. And I'm somebody who's not that rough on my items, so it was irritating me. I really wished there was just a brass button to put on it so that it didn't keep wearing off. And in addition to that wearing, on the inside there was some curling starting in the card pockets. And I just thought, this thing is too high maintenance for me. I'm this one who's supposed to be high maintenance in this relationship. And it wasn't working out like that. So I sold that Louis Vuitton wallet. Next was the Louis Vuitton Eva crossbody. And I had it in Damier Ebene. And I enjoyed that bag okay. But it was one of those things that YouTube made me do it. I don't think on my own I would have gone in and selected that bag. I liked it because I saw the way people used it and carried it, and the way that they packed it, and that it was small and it was sort of good for traveling, and you could also kind of use it as an SLG. But I always felt like it was just a little too young for me. It just didn't feel like me the way that the Alma in epi leather does. It just didn't quite feel like me, and so we eventually parted ways. Somebody is making good use out of that bag though, because it is a very practical bag. And it is an attractive bag. I think I just decided that canvas bags aren't really for me. I do like some of the canvas SLGs, but while I admire the canvas bags from afar, I've just never really connected with one. So it had to go. I also sold the Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 in Epi. I thought, oh, since I love the Epi and most of the bags, I will love it in the Speedy. And I was incorrect about that. My other bags are much more structured. I have Almas and I have the Jasmine, and they are structured bags, and the Epi leather is perfect for that because it kind of stays nice and structured. It didn't work well in the Speedy. The Speedy needs something a little more supple. The Speedy does work well in canvas. That is the one bag that I did keep that was canvas. I have the Louis Vuitton Speedy in canvas, but it's the Kusama edition, which I love. But it didn't work well in the Epi. The Epi is stiffer. It just doesn't want to sort of be malleable, and when it does, it gets a creasing look. It also is very easy to scuff it, and because it's a big round bag, it's more likely to be scuffed. It did not seem like it was going to survive very well. It wasn't going to be a nice long-term bag. I like a bag that looks even better when it ages, or at least will age well, and I didn't think that that was going to happen with it, so I did let that one go. Next up is the Louis Vuitton Sherwood bag, the GM size, and I had it in Vernis leather in the Amaranth, and I think this is a beautiful bag. It is a beautiful bag, but it is sort of a prissy bag. I could carry it on my shoulder, but it's not something that I could carry and sort of be comfortable with. It's a structured bag, and it's a bigger bag, and you want to be a little prissy with it. And for me, it was a little too big to kind of be prissy. It also was a little harder to have go with any outfit. I really felt like I had to start with the bag in mind with that one, so I didn't wear it as often. And as much as I love the bag, I decided, I really need to edit down to things that I'm just carrying a lot because I had way too many bags. So that one had to go. Next was the Louis Vuitton Luminesse in the GM size. It is in the empreinte leather, and I had it in kind of a burgundy color. And this bag I thought would be great for work. It's secure, it zips, the straps went over my shoulder. Even with a coat on, there was another pocket that unzipped so I could even put my wallet on the outside. It carried everything I needed for work and more. Here was my mistake. I got that one in a GM, thinking I needed the GM size. It was way more bag than I needed. It looked very big on me, and it always looked like when I was walking out the door to go to work, like I was leaving for the weekend. It just was too big. And that's what happened with that. We might have been able to get along if I had gotten the PM version, which sounds small, but in the Luminesse is not small. So that was just my mistake. That bag is a nice bag and actually a very practical bag. If I had gotten the PM, it would have worked for me, I think. The last item I sold was the Louis Vuitton Keepall, and I had it in the 60 size. And so the Keepall is very much just like a giant Speedy. And I made the mistake of getting it in the Epi leather. I had it in the Menthe, the green Epi leather. And while I loved the look of the bag, it was not going to hold up. We just made a few trips together, and I could see this was not going to go well. This was a bag I would only take in the car. I wouldn't carry it on anywhere because in the 60 size, I would have had to check it, which, I don't want to do. But even when I was just carrying it around, again, it's not supple. The leather isn't supple. It was very easy to scuff up. Somebody once, thought they were being helpful and pulled my bags out of the trunk, threw them on the ground, and I just cringed. Epi leather, you can't put it down on concrete. So again, it was just too high maintenance to be in a relationship with me. I may eventually get another Keepall, and I would love to hear from you about this, because if I do, I'm going to do it in the canvas, and my favorite canvas colors are the Damier Graphite and the Damier Cobalt. Those are the two that I like. I know they're on the men's side. If you know me, that means nothing. I don't even understand why they do that. I don't know how they get separated by gender. I don't understand that. So I'm not sure what size to get, because I want to get the biggest size that I know will always be a carry-on, because if I ever got on a plane and they told me that I had to give that up and check it, I would not be happy. So I don't know if that means that I need to have the 45 or if I can get away with something a little bit bigger than that. If you have an opinion on this, let me know, because I have never tried to travel with a Keepall. I didn't try to travel with my 60 at all. I would love to hear from you in the comments below, and also the wear and tear. I do think the canvas would have better wear and tear. And both the Damier Graphite and the Damier Cobalt, they don't have the vachetta leather. So, you know, there isn't problems with that. And I just haven't done it yet because I'm just not sure which one to get. So that's it. Those are the Louis Vuitton items that I sold. I would also love to hear from you in the comments below. What do you think about these items? Is there one that is your favorite bag that you would never sell? Or what are some of the items that just didn't work for you that do seem to work for a lot of other people? While you're here, please be sure to subscribe. I would love to see you again. Until next time.